So last week I talked about this team system, the project structure, and also the project team. Now today we will talk about the team effectiveness. So the boundary of the effective teams and the line between the integration and disintegration. So integration means that all the team members for the common goal, they agree to that group thinking. So all that they contribute the positive attitude, and they provide the positive constructive idea, and group process is where, and so you can that ones will be showing that integration. So integration is the structure of the team. But in the meantime, disintegration can also happen. So no agreement is achieved. So there are about 3 or 4 people, they got the 4 or 3, 5 idea, but they don't make the compromise. Because there's some things that never, everybody, they want to do that their own. So that they don't follow, listen to the other people, so this kind of thing cannot be achieved. So that no agreement breakdown happen, so group process will fail, so those are there's a disintegration process. So that effective team meeting means to avoid the disintegration. So to these work in a good team, the important one is communication. So team members they need they need to meet regularly, and they have to discuss any difficulty, any challenge. They have to discuss them. And they have to make the cooperate. So that meeting purpose is to confirm the purpose of the meeting. So to confirm the common goal and the common the strategy. So you cannot detect that one people. In most of the communist countries they call the data. The data that just call the people parliament, people just listen. They talk something, people must agree. Otherwise, don't agree that people will lose their job the next morning. So get happen like this. So everything people make that continue, they ask that the people parliament, they ask for a ballot. Ballot is that they must go into the never mind you put that right or wrong, every must go to the agree and support that ballot. So that kind of system and only the ones that data system. That kind of this is not the thing. So this is for the one man that only control everything. But that kind of the practice is not applicable in Australia. Here is a democratic country, so everybody has a right to participate, right to contribute. So that because of things that affected in meeting, so you also have to listen to other people. So when you begin making the meeting, so you contribute your idea. In the meantime, you also be the good listener. So by the accomplishing those things, you can form a good team meeting. So by doing a good team meetings, there will be more success in the project work. So then tonight I give you notes on the team meeting. The team effectiveness is the important factor. So there are boundaries between the effective team work. So disintegration and integration. So to the consensus led to the group thinking, group process provide progress rather than the task in hand. So this is for the integration. Disintegration and no agreement break down the group approach. Group reverse to the coalition of the individual. So that will be the disintegration. So the two form things are regular team meetings also important factor. So when we are making the meetings, we need to confirm the purpose of the meeting. So what the purpose, what the objective you found at this meeting. Especially you are doing the meeting for the project work, so no meeting should discuss the project. But you're going to picnic maybe another issue. But when you can start for the project, but you want to talk about the okay, we want to go to Blue Mountain. So that time you will never go to the project. The same thing happens when we are schooling, sometimes people are collected together and they are studying together. But only for 5 or 10 minutes, everybody go to the tea house. no lesson when we finish. So that I myself I close my door and I have to study. So this can happen like this. This is why the group meetings that need to confirm the purpose of the meeting. Decide who should be included with the minimum requirement. So this means that the meeting means that not too much people or not too few people. If you are doing a meeting for especially this, appropriate people should be invited. But not too many people also not go for the meeting because of too many people, too many ideas, so no way get a concrete resolution. So pre-meeting preparation. So before this you make it a meeting, so you have to look at the location. So you make the meeting here, the other room is a workshop. So so everybody can listen because everybody can bend, so don't noise are disrupt. So this is the location that important. Timing means that don't make the meeting before the lunch because everybody hungry want to go to lunch. That time you make the meeting, don't make the meeting after there's about 5 o'clock the coffee finish time. You make the meeting at 5:30, so no one want to listen to you because they want to go home. Also the Friday, here is a Friday, so we can make the Friday. Friday is a meeting. All the business should be meeting on the Friday. So this is the answer. Another thing is the agenda. Agenda also that should be the clearly draw the agenda. Draw the agenda what to be discussed. And the board and background should be the properly prepared. Even make the good preparation, most people's attention is that they are best focused within the past 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, 30 minutes, everybody get home. So that the most important matter should put at the start of the meeting. And then the running the meeting means the constructive debate. So constructive debate means that one should utilize. So in this case, in the meeting should be the facilitator. Facilitator means that the chairperson. Similarly, in the Parliament House, the opposition side, government side, they are making debating, and then the chair, the speaker is that they control all the parliamentary session. So even as the prime minister, opposition leader, sometimes they play like the children. So the times are the speaker function to control all the proper control for the debating. So this is the important for the meeting. Okay, this is for the important for the state effectiveness. The next topic means that we have to analyze the plan. Analyze the plan means that when we are running the project will be the time plan. So project time has to be planned. The phase of the project phase by phase need to be planned. So this is time plan. Cost plan means that to run the project, the whole project we allocated the whole budget. So that budget has to be broken down into the smaller parts. So those are the parts are also included in the cost plan. Quality plan means that now we are using the ISO, 9 of them are 2 standards. So everything has to be the quality audit. So quality audit at every stage the quality need to be audited. So those quality plans also have to be included. Especially the engineering projects and the design work, we have to refer the appropriate official standards, appropriate regulations. Those regulations and standards need to be properly mentioned. In the meantime, we also face with the risk plan. So risk means that sometimes we run the project, so project can be shut down due to the unforeseen circumstances. So that kind of risk thing, you also have to make a plan how to avoid the risk or how to overcome the risk. And also the strategic investment decision. Strategic investment decision means that so when we are running the one company, so when there are other new companies are making the competing, so whether you have to decide whether you will design and produce their products to the competition or not. So these are the strategic plans. So those plans they have to be properly analyzed. We are running the project. Sometimes projects can be crashing can happen. So especially you handle one project manager handle the several project. In this case, one project to another project can be crashed. So how all the parts of the project could be carried out in the left side. So this time is the subject make the crashing. So this is why we have to make the proper planning to avoid the crashing. So in this case, sometimes the activities are time plan. Time plan is software part of the project are executed by the project practitioner. So we also have to draw their activity plan. So how to shorten the activities. So this is important for the project manager because of although you draw one plan here due to the avoiding the circumstance or the most priority task, so you need to order the plan. You need to order the plan means sometimes you need to shorten the activities. So how to shorten the activity, how to extend the activities. Those things are important for the assigning the project the system. So in this case, sometimes you also have to face the challenges. Challenges means that the personal supervision. So sometimes you need a personal supervision of the one or most activities. Sometimes you need to meet with the project sponsor to have to find the time and discuss with the project member to find the area that have been conservatively estimated. Those things are the possible challenges to be faced in the project system. So this is why we have to calculate the minimum cost schedule. The minimum cost schedule and minimum time schedule need to be calculated. So now I give you the formula and the program how to calculate the project cost. So how to make the return or the profit. So then I will give it tonight. And we are making this analyzing the plan. So we have to analyze the time plan, cost plan, and the quality plan. So in this case, risk contingency is also important. So also you have to take account on the strategic investment decision. So as sometimes all the part of the projects are carried out at the same time and less time, it can happen that crash can happen. So in this case, we have a number of ways to shorten the activity. So due to the project, sometimes project can be crashed. So if the project size are likely to be crashed, in this case, you have to order the project activity. So sometimes we need to shorten the project activity. So how to shorten the project activity? The first is we have to provide the incentive for the work to be completed early. So in this case, sometimes you have to utilize the overtime hour. So the worker, you have to put the development time happy by ask the worker to do the job in the earlier time. So by this way, you can shorten the time. So time space over there. So you can utilize the extra time for the care of the project. So as the additional resources such as the extra people or the machine capacity. So this is also by shortening the time. So by adding the extra people and the machine capacity, this is also important to shorten the time. And also the parallel activity. Sometimes the people can walk in, especially if you are working in the production line. So one is about 3 or 4 tasks. So most of the people expect to do the 3 or 4 tasks at the same time. So this is I ever work in the factory production line. So I made the drilling. So this drilling machine I supervise at the middle. This is another machine. 2 or 3 machines. One machine you put here at the midnight running, you have to go to another machine. For about 4 or 5 machines, you have to stand around. So this is the way most of the industry we prefer. You can't use that one machine and after that you silly and then go to another machine. So that time this is a joint will be too long. So this is for 3 or 4 times it's a simultaneous handle. That will be the best thing to shorten the activities. Okay, so another way is reduce the level of the technology change. When the technology changing too much, in this case, people cannot understand, so they make a mistake, so we have to go back to the old technology. So this is the why important. So to reduce the technology change minimum, so we have to use the existing technology as much as possible. Even if you introduce a new technology, existing old one and the new one should be running in parallel for some time after that you gradually phase out this old one. So this is important for the technology change. So apart from the growth factor, there are also you can face the challenges. So personal supervision of the one or more activities will be required. So depending on the kind of the worker, sometimes you have to make the personal supervision. So the human behavior is different from the one to another. So the manager has the appropriate strategy to motivate the people. So motivate the people, we have to prepare the people, we have to offer the incentives to people, the control the people. Those are the quantitative features are the important aspects. And also the meeting with the project sponsor to find the time at which the output is required in the university. So sometimes the project owners they set a deadline, but sometimes that deadline is unreasonable. Too short. So in this case, you have to talk with the project sponsor. How your initial time cannot be achieved because it's not reality. So these things have to be discussed. So also need to discuss with the project member to find an area that has been conservatively estimated. Sometimes you make the things the very conservative estimation, overestimate or very underestimate. So due to the underestimate, when you are running the project, the time, so you will see the differences and the deficiency. So that time you have to talk with the project member. How should the plan will be changed? So those things are the important to analyze the plan and the target the plan. Also so you have to steer the plan. So is calculating the minimum cost schedule. So that when we are running the project, So normal time is a normal time required to complete a project, so TN. Normal cost is normally that you have to spend a big cost to complete a project, so this is TN. Crush time means the shortest possible activity, so this is a CC. Crush cost, the cost to achieve the shortest possible time is a CC. So that when you are running the project, you have to allocate both the normal time, normal cost, and crush time and the crush cost. So without the crush time and the provision for the crush time and crush cost, when you are running the project, so your project will cause a problem because the project can be underestimated. So when the project is underestimated and no enough funding, it is a very high risk to this failure of the project or failure of the stop of the project. So this is why I will give you the formula how to calculate the crush time and how to calculate crush cost. So that's how we use as a some problem. So for example, activity. So activity here, this is normal time. So normal time means Cn. It calculates the day, the unit weight day, and this is the normal cost. Normal cost will be the Cn. And here is the crush time. So crush time is the TC, the unit in the day. And then with the crush cost. So crush cost will be the CC. And this is the crush cost per day. So we can calculate the two things. Normal time, normal cost, crush time, crush cost. So we have to calculate. So for example, activity A. So we allocate the normal time is 5 days. The normal time cost is CN is $300, and the crush time is 3 days. So this is we arrange allocated this activity to complete it in the 5 days with the $300. So normally we are forced to complete the activity within the 3 days with the $600 explain. So in this case you can calculate the crush cost per day. So CC minus CN divided by CN minus CC. So CC is 600 minus CN is 300. And also there's TM. So TM which is normal time is 5 and crush time is 3. So this is 150 divided 300 divided by 2, so it's $150. So every day you have to utilize spend the $150 to meet the target in the set time. And this is an activity B. So you allocate the normal time 6 days with the normal score is $700. But you are forced to complete the activity within the 5 days with the money is $775. So in this case, you can also calculate the cost per day. So then we use CC is 775 minus C is 700 divided by the TN is 6 minus TC is 5. So this is 75 divided by 1, so you got $75. So every day that you have to spend $75 to meet the crush time. So this is the way that you calculate the crush time and the crush cost. So this is the way that we make the analyze the cost plan. So when you analyze the cost plan, you also need to include not only the normal time and normal cost, also crush time and crush cost has to be included. So in this case, you also have to manage the risk. What is how much risk can happen for the crush? These things are also important. So this is a risk analysis. So we analyze the cost plan. So we have to consider the size of the project are being considered, the time span over which the cost and benefits are going to be spread. Those things are have to consider about the cost plan. So in the meantime, you also need to analyze the payback. Payback means that when you are doing the project, this project will provide a benefit. So this benefit is a particular benefit. So how much money you can get from the project for the over how many year. This is we call it a payback. So payback analysis is also important for the performance of the project. So payback is poor, so this is no point to run the project. So that you need to analyze not only the cost plan, also the payback analysis also the important. So that I give you the formula to calculate the payback. So when we are using the payback, so life cycle cost of the items and the time value of money are to be taken into account. So that we have to consider the size of the project, being considered to analyze the cost plan. In the meantime, that the time span over which cost and benefits are going to spread, they also need to include it in the analyzing the cost plan. So payback analysis is a payback analysis means the cash flow of the cost and benefits. Discounted cash flow is the time value of the cost flow. In the rate of the time is the business return criteria for the time value of the money. So those are the payback analysis. So now that we have to calculate the present value. So present value can be calculated based on the future value of the investment. So when you are using the investment for the start of the year, so spread over the start of the year, so you have to calculate how much present value will be relevant. So in this case, number of year and the interest rates are influencing the present value. So now I give you the present value and the future value formula. PV is equal to Cn divided by 1 plus I power n. So this equation. So this is Cn means future value of investment. Future value of investment. And year. So I mean a discounting rate. So this is an equation to calculate the present value and the future value relationship. And similarly, you can also calculate the future value. So in this case, C multiply 1 plus I power n. So this is C means the present value, and so present capital. So this is the present capital. So now we also calculate for the net present value. So now net present value. So net present value can be calculated. So that formula will be the present value of benefit minus present value of the cost. Present value of benefit minus present value of cost. So this is the way that we calculate for the present value. Okay, so since the project requires the expenditure of the $100,000 now, so this is the present value of the money. So there's a ways a yield that $200,000 in the 6th year. So that will be the future value. So benefit. So how will be the manager evaluate whether or not this is viable? So in this case, you have to calculate. So that to make the whether this should be running or not running, in this case, you have to calculate the net present value. So net present value, you have to calculate. This is for the NPV. So the formula to calculate the net present value is present value of benefit minus the present value of the cost. You have to make the comparison. So in this case, present value of cost is we already know. So we have to expend $100,000. We have to invest it. So this is the present value of the cost. The present value of benefit you need to calculate. So that after 6 years you will get $200,000. So whether this 200,000 is enough to run this project or not, you have to calculate. So in this case, this $200,000 you have to go back to the future present time. So future 200,000. So this is it. So after the 6 years, $200,000 you have to start your expectation. But whether this 200,000 is will be good enough or not, you have to calculate. So in this case, you have to change the future value to the present value. So that we have to use the formula. The formula to calculate the present value PV is equal to Cn divided by 1 plus I power n. So in this case, PV is the present value, Cn is the future value. So 1 plus I means the discounted rate. You have to calculate, n is the number of years. So the present value you calculate by the formula. Present value. Present value is a PV. So it's equal to Cn divided by 1 plus I power n. The future value that you will get after 6 years, you get $200,000, so 200,000. Okay, 1 plus I means a 10% discount rate of 0.1. The number of years is 6. So that $200,000 divided by 1.1 power 6. So that we calculate the present value will be how much value. So that will be $112800. So this is it. $112800. Okay, now we have made the net present value. So NPV. So net present value. The formula is present value of benefit. Present value of benefit. Okay, minus present value of cost. So then we calculate present value of benefit minus present value of cost. So this is 112800 minus 100,000. So that way that you got $12800. So this is benefit. So that this benefit is a positive. Positive is in this case you show what not to invest. In this case, or you also make a comparison. When you are running a project, you have to pay the labor cost and others expense. So you pay the labor for the $100,000. Your benefit only the $100. So this is you will lose the money. Can happen like this. So this is thing. Another thing is okay, future values are $100,000 is sure or not? Who can decide? Especially the people that are now buying the property. Okay, the real estate agent means that you buy this home, you invest $200,000. This year, 10 years, you will get $400,000. So that time that people buy, but during that time that interest rate or the value change, so sometimes people will not get the money that this is the things so we have to stay back. So this is that can happen. So because of this one when we are running the project, so based on the future value, you also need to recalculate for the net present value. The net present value recalculation and compare with your expense. You explain that $200,000 and you got the money but $2 or $3 profit. So this is no point to run this project. So this is the point that you have to calculate the net present value. So last week I talked about this team system, the project structure, and also the project team. Now today